Did it say live yet?
It does.
Okay, so I guess we're live. It's Jared and Ray. We're missing. I'm trying to share this on Facebook. So, Jared, can you say something?
Hello. Welcome to YouTube land. We are just doing this, Ray and I, Ray style.
Yeah, Brian and Mike are going to Monster Mania tomorrow. It's going to be a hell of a good time. Scream Team Releasing's there, and Jenny and Chuck will be there. And also, it's Mike's birthday tomorrow, so he's probably having a sexcellent time with Lex Quinn tonight. Emphasize the sexcellent. But yeah, we're gonna talk pretty much just bullshit horror. Talk about the brackets a little bit, maybe. Talk about some of the stuff we've gotten recently. Have you got anything recently?
I honestly haven't. Not necessarily horror related, for sure.
Have you
brackets a little bit, maybe.
Shit.
Talk about some of the stuff.
Can you hear my TV?
Just a little.
Let me turn this down real fast. I got City of the Living Dead playing in the background because I'm wearing my Gates of Hell t-shirt from Paul Bearer Press.
I'm wearing my Lucio Fulci shirt.
Yeah, it's not February, but we still show love to the Godfather.
One of his daughters passed away last week.
There we go. Yeah, was it Camilla? Was that her name?
Camilla, yeah.
Yeah, I actually at one point wanted to name my daughter that. Not because of Fulci. I had no idea until this week that he had a daughter. But I wanted to name Helena that until I met my boss. And then I changed my mind.
Yeah, he's got two daughters that I know of, Camilla and Antonella.
Is Antonella still alive?
Yes.
That's wonderful.
She's on social media. You can find her.
Who would mate with Lucio Fulci? Just joking. So we've got the YouTube chat up if anybody wants to chat with us on YouTube. We're just going to bullshit tonight. Jared and I, we just want to keep the continuity going. We have nothing else going on Friday nights because we're losers, right?
Yes.
No, it's really, for me, it's because Friday night's horror night. It's the night to talk horror. And what am I going to do? Sit in my living room and listen to my kids fight all night long? So that's probably what would happen.
That does make sense because Friday nights is always that midnight movie night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I have an interesting topic we could talk about. I saw a post from comicbook.com. It said something along the lines of the horror host needs to come back, which it already is coming back because Joe Bob does a show on Shudder. Brian's with us. Good old Brian. He's gonna be at Days of the Dead, I believe, so I'll get to meet him in person. Anyway, but yeah, like Elvira, Joe Bob, and the ones I watched was Gilbert Gottfried and Rhonda Shear from USA Up All Night. I think it would be great. So Shudder has Joe Bob, and it's amazing. I still go back and watch. You've got to get Shudder somehow, Jared.
I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah, get that Roku, man. Just take $20 from your paycheck for 2 weeks. Go buy our 2 paychecks or whatever. Go buy a Roku. Save up some money. It's only like $50, I think, and you'll be good as gold because it's on the Roku and it's beautiful. And let me tell you, I must admit, the Roku interface for Shudder is way better than what's on the Xbox. So I would assume if they put it on the PS4, it's gonna be the same or close to the same. Which I hate the one on the PS4 or the Xbox One.
Gotcha.
But anyway, so I think Elvira is retired, but how cool would it be if other streaming services like Shudder, like Netflix had a show like this? I don't know what host they could get, but Joe Bob's doing double features starting on March 29th for like, I don't know, how many weeks is he? 6 weeks or something like that? 7 weeks? I can't remember.
Basically what he did on Monster Vision.
Yeah, and he's gonna do it for most of the summer. Let me double check. And it's just, to me, that's a wonderful idea. And I think bringing the horror host back would be cool. Richard from the Horror Syndicate said we should do something like that. I don't know how we could do that, but that would be fun to be like a horror host. But
That
I think
would be
probably
cool.
I think I'd copy Joe Bob too much because I love him.
I mean,
Rayford says, check it out.
we already are in league with VHS at midnight, but I mean that would be neat to have like a segment that introduces the movie.
Yeah, Brian could do that, but I don't know if he'd want to put his face to what he's doing on that. So 9 weeks they're doing it. So Joe Bob's hosting a weekly series double feature starting March 29th for 9 weeks on Fridays. So we're going to have to contend with that because it's exactly the same time we start. Well, maybe we'll have to change our time.
Change the day of the podcast.
I mean, yeah, because they're live. They're going to do it live, and I'm sure they'll have them available after like all the other Joe Bob things, like a very Joe Bob Christmas when he did all the Phantasm movies, except for Part 2. And I believe that's because they didn't have the rights. The Scream Factory has the rights to that, so which is odd actually, because Scream Factory, there's a lot of movies that they have in their catalog that are actually on Shudder. And then Dinners of Death he did for Thanksgiving, so I'm hoping he does this 9-week thing, which will go till May or June, and then comes back and does another, maybe not 24-hour one like he did in July, but does another something sit down like that for like the special holidays, like the Dinners of Death, where he did The Hills Have Eyes, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and a couple others. Yeah. I hope he keeps doing things like that because the one he did in July last year was supposed to be the last one, but I'm glad it's not because it's amazing. It's like I said before. To me, it felt like it was something I missed out on growing up because I didn't watch Joe Bob growing up.
Yeah, Monster Vision was the shit growing up.
That's what I hear. I don't know. I don't know if we didn't have TNT or if I just did not watch it. If we did, I did not watch it. That's what it would be. But right. I don't know if we had it, though. That's the thing. Brian says, did either of you see the trailer for the upcoming movie called Candy Corn? I should have shared the trailer on Facebook. It's got PJ. So yeah, I saw it last night, actually. I want to put it on the website. Have you seen that yet, Jared?
No.
It looks cool. It's actually Renee Rivas, our good friend that did The Spirit of Haddonfield, shared it yesterday.
Yeah, okay.
And I shared the poster, and the poster caught my eye immediately. And then one of the guys in the movie, I think, shared the link for the trailer. I was like, damn it, this actually looks cool. So we need to put it up on the website and share it around because it looks pretty cool. It definitely looks like something I want to watch. Candy Corn. It's got Tony Todd, PJ Souls, and Courtney Gaines, who played Malachi in Children of the Corn. Outlander, we have your woman. The movie's ridiculous. Who's with us tonight? Looks like Joe Ridley's with us. Took a minute to find us. Did the link not post on Facebook? Anthony T's Horror Show. I haven't watched the trailer for I Spit on Your Grave. Have you watched it yet, Jared? The new I Spit on Your Grave? Am I by myself? Oh, yeah, he disappeared. I haven't watched it yet. Jared, you're back.
I don't know what happened. I was trying to load something else up.
Did you see the trailer for I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu yet?
No.
Yeah, so there's I believe it is a direct sequel for the original coming out with original cast members. That's what I understand. I haven't watched the trailer yet. Reason being, I didn't like the movie, but the first movie. So,
yeah,
I didn't care for it. And you know what? To be fair, I got about a half an hour into it, and I was like, I'm done with this. So I didn't see the revenge.
It's a rape. It's a rape revenge movie. I mean,
I saw the rape, and that turned me off, and I went and watched something else. Keith is here. He
wanted us to talk about chick flicks, I think.
Yeah, he did. One of my favorites is actually a holiday movie from from the Brits. It's called. Oh, now I can't think of the name of it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh God, what is the name of it? It's got all the famous British actors in it. God, the dad from Shaun of the Dead who plays Davy Jones. He's a legendary rock singer, and he's singing some Christmas song and talking about how much of a joke it is. And it's Martin. I can't remember Martin Freeman. He plays Bilbo Baggins is in it, and he's a stunt double for a sex movie. Love Actually. That's it.
Yeah, Anthony T. just
Yeah,
said
Love Actually. I actually really like that movie. And another one I like is Jack Nicholson. It's Complicated, maybe.
Just a bit.
I see that. Okay. That was oh, sorry. Yeah, it's Complicated. No, or is it the one with Alec Baldwin? It's got Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson in it. And
I've got nothing on this.
He plays in the 60s. He plays a guy who dates only 28 and below, and he falls in for after having a heart attack, falls in love with the last girl he dated's mom, which is Diane Keaton, and she falls in love with him, but it's all weird. And Elizabeth and I watch a lot of chick flicks, so I know a lot of them. I think it's called It's Complicated. No, that's the one with Alec Baldwin and Meryl Streep. I can't remember what it's called. I know most of it. I'm gonna look it up.
Keith, anyway. If you're out there, help us out. You like chick flicks too. Come on.
It's not It's Complicated. I know that. I'm looking at Jack Nicholson. Love Actually is good. It's on Netflix. Give me just a second. So what else are we going to talk about tonight? So Jared needs to see Candy Corn. Something's Got to Give. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Razor says, check it out. Diane Keaton is actually naked in it at the tender age of 55 or 60. So I think that's her first nude scene too. She waited till she was really old to do it. Fine. I like Crazy Stupid Love. Of course you do, Keith. Keith, you coming up to Days of the Dead or Horror Hound? Let's talk about that. So, yeah, the rest of the group, Mike Lombardo, if you didn't catch, it's Mike's birthday tomorrow. So you're friends with him on Facebook. Make sure you bombard his Facebook.
Yes.
With, happy birthdays. He'll be 32. He got a great present from his girlfriend, Lex Quinn, which was a little head of a chud, which is pretty awesome. It's paintable. And then him and Brian and Jenny and Chuck will all be at Monster Mania tomorrow. And I say that as I kind of hang my head because I'd like to be there too. Mm-hmm. Okay, me and Jared are going to rock Horror Hound probably this September, right?
Yeah, buddy.
Probably not going to spend as much money as we spent last year.
Joe from Text Defects, I think, said Debbie Does Dallas.
Is that his favorite chick flick?
That is not a chick flick.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. No,
it's one of the very first popular porno films. He
could have said Deep Throat. Mm. Yeah. So sorry
Hashtag Nixon.
Yeah, I just watched Netflix has the series called The 70s. I just watched all of the 70s, and they did the Watergate scandal for an hour. It was pretty cool. If you're into that kind of stuff where they document the whole decade, they've got the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s. So probably next year we'll get the next one. It's a CNN thing.
Oh,
CNN produced them. Actually, Tom Hanks was one of the producers too. Well, we're doing everything but horror tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, Brian says a real tearjerker. I'm sure it's a jerker, but not a tearjerker. W does Dallas. So I think what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and share my recent tax return haul, if you guys don't mind, because me and Jared have been talking about doing that, and I know Mike may want to do that next week when he gets back because he got a lot of stuff for his birthday, a lot of cool stuff. But I got I'm trying to get as many of these Grindhouse releasings I can get because they're really great. So I got Pieces. I think I may have showed this off already once, but
No, you didn't.
Okay, Pieces is I couldn't remember. It's got the soundtrack, which is awesome. It's a couple discs. Got the all important liner notes that Lombardo freaks out about. It's an old movie. It's 82, 81. It's a Spanish horror film, but
early 80s.
It's a great upgrade from any DVD. I think it's a 2K transfer. No, it's 4K. It's 4K. No, it's not 4K. It's 4K transfer. I almost talked myself into buying a 4K TV last night. Not even gonna get into that. So then I got Cannibal Ferox. As we talked about the cannibal movies, I made,
It's beautiful.
It is. Check this out. So I may end up going ahead and getting the. You have this, Jared?
I do.
All right. I may end up getting the Cannibal Holocaust just because it's a Grindhouse. And I've heard nothing but good things about it.
All their releases are amazing.
I watched the best part about this, other than the fact that I like the movie, is the documentary Eaten Alive: The Rise and Fall of Italian Cannibal Films. It's actually a really great documentary.
It is.
It's got reversible art. Check it out. And we're banned. Couple of discs, and then of course the soundtrack, which I really like. It's got it's another great picture. It's got a really great score, and of course the liner notes. Lombardo would be proud. But every time I go to vintage stock, I look at the Cannibal Holocaust sitting there for $25, and I'm like, maybe I should just get it. I don't care for the film all that much, but I think it's definitely worth having for my collection.
It's all basically out of print. I don't think they're making any new ones.
That's why I want to get them, because who knows if I'll ever get the chance to get them again. Joe says 65-inch 4K. What brand do you have, Joe? Because I was looking at a Sony yesterday. It was 65 inches for $1,100. It's a not Black Friday, but it's like a Tetra deal.
Damn,
super cheap, and I actually have the money. Next up is a silly movie called Nightmare City. I have no clue what this brand is. Raro Video Cinema Arts. I was really worried it wasn't going to play in my Blu-ray player, but it does. The cool thing is it starts off with the Italian language, so you have to.
Oh, that's from Raro. Yeah.
I've never heard of them. It's actually a really nice edition. They did a good job. But the cool thing was it started in Italian. I got super fucking worried that it wouldn't have the English dubbing, but it does. You have to change it in the menu, which is funny because it takes the subtitles off the screen as soon as you change it. Yeah. But Nightmare City is a crazy kind of zombie movie. It's a weird zombie movie made by Umberto Lenzi.
That Raro Cinema, they pretty much all they specialize in is like Italian films, drama, spaghetti westerns, horror.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not just horror movies. Like it's.
I'd
all
like to
Italian
look for more stuff. I was actually pretty impressed with this. I was worried about it. It was only $13.
Yeah.
Then I got Burial Ground, which some people may have seen me watching while I was live the other night. This is from Severin. The Shark. That's a good TV, though. I'm in the market, Joe. I appreciate your input. But this is a great movie. It's really ridiculous. This guy right here bites his mom's tit off at the very end. Spoiler alert. It's just another fun Italian zombie movie. And then I just wrote a big article about the Demons 3 movies. So I got, actually, here's one of them. I haven't even opened it yet because I had the DVD. But The Church, The Other Hell is not a Demons movie. That movie is not even good. Demons 3, The Ogre, which is really, it's terrible. I can't even tell you that The Other Hell is one of the worst movies I think I've ever seen. And it's Bruno Mattei. And then Black Demons, which is also Demons 3. So there's all 3 Demons 3s, and I got The Church recently too. The Church is really damn good. It's the best one of the Demons 3s. I also got The Sect, which is Demons 4. And then probably my favorite out of the bunch, The Zombie Holocaust. Or
AKA Dr. Butcher.
Dr.
MD.
Butcher. Well, this is the American title, Dr. Butcher, because they wanted to make it sound like a slasher, apparently. That's what Dean McCulloch says. And I believe him. And it also came with the barf bag.
Oh, fuck. That's badass.
Isn't that great?
That's awesome.
I had to keep the little thing on the front that said it comes with a barf bag. It comes with a barf bag. It has this movie is so much fun. It's where the cannibal movies and the zombie movies they come together. This bridges a gap.
Like a perfect mixture.
Yeah, it is. It's more of a cannibal movie, but it does have zombies. So you got that cover, which I like better, and then the American cover. So that's what I've been up to as far as horror movies have been. I did. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot. I got Shockwaves last week after I had to return a movie. I haven't opened it yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, all about the Italian horror lately. And if anybody's friends with me on Facebook and saw that I was going to sell my collection off, stop foaming at the mouth and thinking you're going to get my collection, because I'm not selling it. I was joking. Did you see the post by chance?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was driving past the Gates of Hell, actually, which you saw. When you were there. Ooh, Keith has a great question. We'll get to that in a second, Keith. Anyway, I saw 3 yards almost in a row full of fucking lawn ornaments, all concrete, like gnomes and deer and bird baths. There's one that had like 6 bird baths in it. And I'm like, what the fuck? How much does that shit cost?
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? I'm getting rid of my collection, and I'm gonna just invest. I've got a nice big front yard, and I'm just gonna invest and fill up the whole yard with lawn ornaments. I don't mind, 1 or 2. Like I wouldn't mind having a bird bath, honestly, in the backyard, because we have a bird feeder back there in the summertime, and it's cool. I like seeing the birds out there. It's pretty cool. But anyway, Keith asks, what are your thoughts on Blue Underground? I'll let you go first.
To me, Blue Underground is really doing a very good job, but they need to bring me The Blind Dead on Blu-ray.
Yes.
They've done a really good job. They do triple packs, like they did the Fulcio.
There's Drinky.
They did the Fulci triple pack, and they did the other. Oh my god!
Didn't they do a Argento?
Yes, thank you.
Is that where you're going? Was it?
Thank you, sir.
Was it Inferno?
It was four. I
don't remember. I can't do those 3 packs, but I appreciate what they. It's not just that they have. If you go to their website and look them up, that Zombie Holocaust movie is in a 2-pack with another movie, which I think is Nightmare City. No, Nightmare City's with another movie, but they have these 2 packs you can get that have 2 movies in for like $10. They're DVD, but they have Blu-rays. The Zombie Blu-ray, which I don't. Did you end up getting this, Jared? Did you end up getting that?
Yeah, I got the bridge one.
The bridge one. Ooh, this is the best one.
I know.
This is a magnificent. We may never get Zombie in actual 4K, maybe one day.
It's beautiful.
But yeah, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. The one thing I noticed immediately was the text was cleaned up a lot. It used to shake, like when it said zombie on the screen, it would shake like really crazy. It's not like that anymore. They cleaned it up so much. It looks great. The dubbing's just as good. The score sounds amazing. And I noticed because I went from my original copy of Zombie, which is a Streak Show. I put that in. Then I went from that to this, the first Blue Underground Zombie Blu-ray, and then went from this. I watched all 3 of them back to back and recorded them with my phone because I'm a total geek. And I absolutely thought this was so much worth. It's $35 or something like that. Totally worth the money. Now, Keith, I know you don't like that movie, but this would give you a good example of what they're doing because they've got Maniac. I'm trying to. There's one other one that they have that came out like this, but they're regular movies on Blu-ray. I'm watching City of the Living Dead right now, and that's miles away better than the DVD.
One thing that I will say about Blue Underground is they put out rare movies before everybody else.
Yeah. When
Let
that's
the Sleeping Corpses Lie. Like, I bought this 10 years ago.
yeah,
It goes
I
by
want that.
another name, but I mean they've
It
been
has,
putting out.
it has like 3 names. I think Zombie 3 is one of them. No, I'm not even joking.
I mean, they've been putting out movies like this for years, and it.
Well, I mean, the DVDs themselves, Jared, don't look bad. Like this when I got these, I was expecting I want it for the coffin, because the coffin set's cool, but the DVD itself looks pretty good. I would love the Blu-ray set. I would go for that for sure. But this is an old ash French, right?
Spanish
Spain
horror
film, and all 4 of them are, but they look pretty good for being DVDs. I think Blue Underground doesn't get enough respect, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with you.
And they do put a good amount of special features on their discs. Like Synapse doesn't even put special features on some of their stuff. Like what? I didn't put it anywhere. Just look for it. His looking around is like this. He just stands still and looks like what's in front of him. It's like a sentry. Anyway, but like Mike was talking about, his Demons Blu-ray he got for his birthday has no special features on it almost at all, and that's Synapse. That's a little bit. That's generally a step up, and that's bullshit. I mean, why not put special features on it? Well, that just made me think of my church has.
That really was a good question, because I mean, Blue Underground kind of gets skipped over these days, with Arrow and Scream Factory and.
Well, part of the problem is Blue Underground releases the stuff first, and then like City of Living Dead, Arrow released City of Living Dead recently. I think for the second time actually, and I'm sure it's a little bit better because it's probably a 4K resolution. But Blue Underground released it first, and it's gorgeous to me. And one of the other big things I look at when I watch these movies is the sound quality, because some of the old DVD sound qualities are really, like my Shriek Show Zombie is awful. The sound quality is so bad. But yeah, Keith, I love Blue Underground. I think Jared's with me. I'm getting hot.
He just said, I was wondering because they have a release of The Prowler, which you are not on the same page as me.
I have it. Hold on. I have it.
And Maniac Cops, which I've never seen.
So, yeah, I have The Prowler, and so let me tell you something. I'm not a fan. I make no secret of that. But this is a good addition as far as the way it looks. And one of the things that I will appreciate about this, hopefully eventually, is watching the commentary with Joseph Zito. I've never watched a commentary with him, but that's one of the things I like about movies, and I go back and rewatch them with the commentary. Sometimes I won't even have the movie playing. I'll just listen to the commentary. Is that weird? Is that weird?
I mean, for me it is, but yeah, that's you, dude.
I remember when I first started getting into commentaries, when they released the Lord of the Rings movies on DVD, the big extended edition collections. I would turn my TV off and just have the surround sound playing, and it would be Peter Jackson and Fran Walsh and Philippa Boyens, the producers and the directors,
right,
talking about the movie, and I just sit there, lay there, or do whatever I'm doing. Writing is what that means.
Kind of just background noise.
It's almost like a podcast,
right?
And I love listening. So when I listened to the Candyman with Bernard Rose and Tony Todd, I didn't watch it. I was listening to it. I didn't watch it. I was listening to it, and it was great. And so I'm looking forward to that. But I did watch my Blu-ray and buy it. It's cheap too. It's not very expensive, except for mine came kind of damaged, but not a big deal. It's also got it's Joseph Zito and Tom Savini.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. And some behind the scenes gore footage. Yeah, get it. It's like $15 if that. Unless they're coming out with a newer one. Are you getting a newer one?
No. If you're still watching, Keith, it's worth getting. Obviously, we are at a standstill between who likes it and who doesn't. I mean, I love the movie.
We're not at a standstill. It's okay to not like movies. It's just
that's why we love each other, because we can like something or hate something, and it doesn't fucking matter.
Okay, so if you guys are familiar with the NFL, he's a Chiefs fan and I'm a Raiders fan. They hate each other. So, look, here's the thing about The Prowler. There are things I like about it, and there are things I don't. Do not watch this right after watching My Bloody Valentine. They are way too similar, and I think that's the problem.
I think I can agree with that.
And don't listen to Joe Bob talk about this. Jared, stay away from the Joe Bob Prowler episode.
What?
Yeah. First of all, Joe Bob has a rating scale of 4 stars. He gives almost everything 4 stars, it seems like. He gave this a 2.5.
Motherfucker.
So, hey. You don't talk bad about Joe Bob. Anyway, yeah, Keith, get the Prowler. It's not that bad. It's your typical 80s slasher.
It's a little slow.
It's a little slow. There's the one thing I don't like about it, and I'm gonna have to blame Joe Bob on this. There's a lot of cat and mouse. A lot. It seems like that this movie probably could have been an hour long instead of 90 minutes. And when you watch it, you'll see, depending on how well you remember the final chapter, you'll see a lot of similarities to this in the final chapter. I thought. I don't know if you caught anything like that, but Joseph Zito and Tom Savini both worked on those movies.
Mm-hmm.
So, Razor says, check it out. And Jared loves it. So Jared did a review, Keith. Go check it out on the website, The Prowler.
Yep.
There's only one spoiler. It's a GIF, and I'll go ahead and spoil it for you now. It's pitchfork in the shower. Some of the kills aren't bad.
I forgot I put that in the article.
Yeah, one of my favorite kills in horror history might actually be in that movie, and it's not just because of the kill itself. It's partially because of the conditions. There's a kill in the swimming pool, and they had to dye the pool the water red, and the actress she was in the pool for X amount of hours, and her skin was red for 3 or 4 days because of it, like dyed red. So I dig that. I think that's fun. That's what filmmaking is all about. Being an actor is all about, is taking risks and turning your skin different colors. Apparently, yeah. Maniac Cop is fun. I like that movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. That was one of those that I caught on USA Up All Night. All 3 of them, actually. There's 3 of them, right?
Yeah, I think 3. I've seen 2 of them.
Yeah, it's 3 or 4. I know there's 2 for sure. Let's just say that. I know there's 2 for sure. And the second one, does that have Bruce Campbell in it?
The first one does, for sure.
Okay.
And the Robert Zadar guy with the big jaw plays the Maniac Cop.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. Maniac Cop 2, and Maniac Cop 3, Badge of Silence. So watch out.
Maybe I have seen all 3.
Yeah, Blue Underground actually has Maniac Cop 2. I like that one quite a bit, but that one's kind of a cheap compared to the first one. Bruce Campbell's in the second one.
It might be a. It's been so long since I've seen them. It might just be like a flashback.
Well, what I would tell you, as my main boss says all the damn time, what I would tell you is you got me interested in wanting to buy them myself because I haven't seen any of them in a long time, and I trust. The thing is when you get on with a distributor, you want to trust them. I don't trust Synapse almost at all. I trust Blue Underground, and I believe I know I'm going to get when I get a Blue Underground Blu-ray or DVD. If that answers your question at all, just like I almost can't trust Scream Factory sometimes because they'll either be chock loaded with good features and crisp audio and visual, but then there's sometimes I'll get like what's that John Carpenter, Body Bags.
Mm-hmm.
The audio is terrible in that movie, and I don't know what to do about it. I guess I could reach out to Scream Factory and say, hey, you guys should fix this. But sometimes Scream Factory, you don't even get a bunch unless it's a collector's edition, it may not have any features, but they'll sell it at the same goddamn price as a collector's edition.
Yeah.
The Lombardo's talked about that quite a bit. But I don't know. Arrow, I think you can trust implicitly.
And it always seems like Scream Factory has issues with some of their releases too, and you don't really hear that from Arrow or Blue Underground. You don't need to have a replacement disc for this or for that, but you have in the past with Scream Factory.
I should look into the body bag situation because, it's poppy and it's not good. I've never, and I don't know. I have 10, 15 Blue Underground DVD Blu-rays, and each one of them is better than the last. I did notice one thing. My DVD copy of, so I usually buy one or the other, right? So I had the DVD copy of Inferno, the Argento movie, my favorite Argento, and I went ahead and got the Blu-ray. And so this is, again, side by side them, man, they do a great job with Blu-rays, I think. Even if they don't put it's a 2K, 3 or 4K scan on it. Let me see. I love this movie. It doesn't say.
That's the same release that I have in the triple pack.
Yeah, that's in the triple pack. But I'm weird. I have to have single releases. I mean, here on my shelf right now, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 on one shelf. 9. I've got at least 9 movies right here that are all Blue Underground. So, again, Razor says, check it out. I also really like Severin. I've got about 7 Severin movies now, and I really like them. And we got to meet one of their vendors, or not vendors, one of their guys at the booth last year, and pretty nice guy. Yeah. Not like the other guy who was fucking out of his mind drunk.
What table was that one? The drunk guy?
The Arrow. That was Arrow. Remember, I got the basket case, which is $26 on Amazon, and the Hills Have Eyes, the big box, which is what, $35-$40.
Didn't you get the Slayer too?
Huh?
Did you get the Slayer too?
Yeah, no, that's right. So I got 3 Arrow movies. The Slayer, which the regular DVD Blu-rays are usually about $25.
Yeah.
And then I got the Hills Have Eyes, which is in the deluxe box.
That's a special one, so that's like 30 or more.
It's like $35-$40. I got it all for $40 because the guy was drunk. It was awesome. I don't like taking advantage of drunks, but I did that day. And then I remember when we went back the next day, somebody was looking for a copy of the basket case because I took the last one. I felt bad. I was like, oh, I got that one. That was the last one. I got the last one, and kind of.
And I was looking for a copy of the Slayer the next day, and they were.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
My bad. I still haven't even watched it. I don't even know where it is.
It's one of those weird video nasty movies.
Oh, so I like it then. It's one of the things I love about Arrow is they have that giant A up there, so it's easy to find their movies on the spine of the movie. Scream Factory has theirs on the lower part, but Arrow, which I'm having trouble finding any of them, has the big A right there. I can't see it. Where are all my fucking Arrows? I just rearranged all my DVDs and Blu-rays the other day. I still have a mess. If you want to see, there's a bunch sitting on the floor because I have nowhere to put them. Running out of room. I did this. I tried to calculate how much my collection's worth to me if I was going to sell it, and based off prices I've seen for things, and I came close to $10,000 just behind me. What do you think?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. I mean, there's some of the things I have are worth over $200 alone. And this Phantasm set, that's like like 150, I think, anymore. The logo USA, and everything I have is in good condition. I could be talking out of my ass.
No, I mean, 10 might be a little high, but I would say at least 5.
Well, yeah. Phantasm Blu-ray.
So what do you think is the most valuable single?
$220 for that logo USA Phantasm on Amazon.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So what would you think would be the most valuable single item you have?
That's a really good question. Maybe, well, Keith just said maybe my Dawn of the Dead. My Anchor Bay Dawn of the Dead.
Anchor Bay Dawn of the Dead, I know goes for a lot. I also have Day of the Dead too. Both of those. I got it for $10 back when it came out.
I got it for $8. It was $7.88 at Walmart. That's probably, I don't know. That's a good question because some of the things I got that were high in price have gone down since I've gotten them. Because the Friday the 13th 10 is probably worth a lot.
Yeah, that's still probably worth a lot.
Yeah, the Halloween set, which I think you have also.
I do.
I think that's probably my Scarlet Box set from Hellraiser is always around 100. I don't know. I think it's probably the Dawn of the Dead. Maybe Dead Alive, because that one's hard to get to. Actually, Reanimator, my Arrow Reanimator. This is the big one, the comic and the integral cut. This one goes for pretty expensive too, from what I understand. Let me see if I can scan this on Amazon and see how much.
I'm gonna kick myself when Peter Jackson actually puts this out on Blu-ray for real again.
What's that?
Dead Alive.
Oh yeah.
This thing goes for like $90 on eBay right now.
Here it is, my most expensive, $94 on Amazon. So that's I also have Lombardo was kind enough. That's why I love having you guys around because there might not be something at retail that I can't get. Like Lombardo found this for me, the
Bride of Reanimator. Yeah.
And so he picked it up for me for like less than $30. And it's, oh my God, $167 on Amazon. So
that was a pretty limited release too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's super limited. So, I mean, wow. That might be the most expensive thing I have. And Lombardo got it for me less than $30. I'm going to have to give that guy a big, sloppery, wet kiss when I see him.
He might like it too much.
Yeah,
you never know.
With the Dawn of the Dead's registering. Oh my God! This is just what people are trying to sell this for on Amazon, but still, it's killing me. $169, Jared. So if I got these
brand new or not,
it's on Prime. I'm guessing it's brand new, but used is $129. So.
Oh, wow, then I might have to agree with you. That might be the most valuable one on mine.
I'm pretty sure. I guess the Bride of Reanimator would be mine because it's $167. But box set the Phantasm is $220 on there. I wonder if this has a barcode.
I have Martyrs on Blu-ray that has never been released here in the United States, and that's pretty rare too. I think it's going for like 80 or 90.
I don't think the DVD is worth anything.
And Inside also goes for a pretty penny too on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I wish I got that one when I saw it. This is $50. This is I got it for $7 at Venice.
And that's the unrated version on DVD.
Yeah.
That's not even Blu-ray.
$50 new, 37 used on DVD.
Yeah.
This is actually a fun topic, Jared. I'm digging this. Now I'm going to go through and reassess my 10,000. I might be closer to 20. Probably not, but there's some pieces I got to wonder about, like the first release of Cabin Fever. I mean, Cabin Fever is not really a renowned movie, but It's got this weird slipcase that they didn't make slipcases like that very often.
Lenticular.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a great question. We should ask Mike that question. See if this is worth anything. $7.79.
Boom.
Yeah, that's
you want to know another movie that's worth more than you would think it is?
What's that?
The Blu-ray version of the original My Bloody Valentine.
Oh God, don't even talk to me about that. So I like that movie, but it's I like it as much as I like The Prowler, but I want that on Blu-ray so bad, and I keep hoping Scream Factory will release it because my DVD copy is rough.
Yep.
Matter of fact, my DVD copy is in a 2-pack with April Fool's Day. So, yeah, I love April Fool's Day.
That is a great movie.
Yeah.
And for anybody that's still watching it, like watching us right now, April Fool's Day is actually a very smart and fun slasher movie.
Yep, and Amy Steele from Friday the 13th Part 2 is in it.
Yeah.
And actually, you'll see a lot of people that were in movies in the 80s, like the guy who played Biff is in it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the stripper from Summer School, the stripper dude, he's in it. I got to dance a little bit. He's in it. You'll notice a bunch of people. The girl from it's just one of the guys, the hot girl, she's in it. Deborah Strobridge. I love that movie.
School.
Yeah, Summer School's awesome.
I love that movie.
You don't like Summer School.
You got the slasher kids.
Yes. Hey, stick with me and Jared, and we'll lead you in the right direction.
Yes.
Anthony says, "Love April Fool's Day. I think that My Bloody Valentine is what." I do have that 2-pack. I'm curious on some of these releases I have now. If any of them are rare, you got me thinking. Like, there's one that I had to search out was like Prom Night 2.
Well, that's one of the things I always try to do.
Actually, I take it back. I have this edition, which I think came out in 2009, when the remake or whatever you want to call it came out. But there's the
okay.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I always try to do because when I upgrade to Blu-ray, I always try to see what the value is before I take it to somewhere like vintage stock and just get rid of it.
Yeah, because this brand new would be $41.
Jesus, fuck me, Christ.
Yeah. These are based off Amazon's prices, and they may be private sellers, so sometimes private sellers are full of themselves. This one's new and used for $16, so that's worth a little something. I'm never gonna sell my collection. I was poking fun if anybody saw that. I love my collection. Love April Fool's Day. I think that My Bloody Valentine film and My Bloody Valentine is held hostage by Paramount. They should release a fucking Blu-ray. Paramount apparently likes to do that, don't they? Hold their stuff hostage. That's probably why we can't get a better. Don't get me wrong, the 10 is nice, but a better Blu-ray collection of all 12 movies.
I agree.
Paramount. I mean, I've got the 10, and the 10 is nice.
Yeah, I love the collection we were given, but I mean, they could have done much better.
Yeah, you get the 10?
Yeah, better special features.
Fine. That drives me fucking insane. It's just black.
Yeah.
It's Lionsgate. Yeah, it's got a little excerpt from the book, Crystal Lake Memories. But here's the thing. It's nice that we got a collection with all of them in it, but I hate this shit. I absolutely hate this. Keith is trying to make his own collection of these, just like the Halloween set, single editions, single sleeves, single books. But he can't only do the first 4 that way, which were released by themselves, because 5 and 6 are on the same disc, which I hate. Right. 7 and 8 are on the same disc, and it's so forth and so on or whatever. It's fucking stupid. I hate that. I hate it. I do like this.
Yeah. If I had a jean jacket, I would totally sew that on.
Yeah, I would too. I do have a jean jacket, cut off sleeves. Pretty fucking rad. Curious to know how much this is going for now. I might Might sell my collection. Keep saying it. Anybody have any other questions or anything else for us? I'm having fun. I don't know about you, Jared. Jared again? Nope. Keith, if you're still out there, can you share? He found this website that somebody made custom sleeves for our inserts for Blu-rays, and I think he bought the. Where is it? Yeah, I have that. I think he bought this. I think Jared froze. So I think Keith bought this, and he's taking the individual discs out and making his own set, very similar to the Scream Factory Halloween set, which I have here. Okay. This is another bogus collection. Those did not come with the collection. I just put them in there. But, you know, blue fucking bullshit discs, which I hate. I like when they have art on the discs. And then, come on. Give us my dream before we lose, lose the battle with digital media.
Yeah, lose physical media altogether.
Yeah. I want a Friday the 13th Blu-ray set with all 12 movies with Crystal Lake Memories, just like the Halloween set. It's criminal that we don't have that. The same thing with the Nightmare on Elm Street, because don't even start with that.
Yeah, the Nightmare on Elm Street set is bullshit.
This is worse than the Friday the 13th set. Yeah, I absolutely hate this. It's basically the same thing. Nightmare 1 is on one disc, then 2 and 3, 3 and 4, or 4 and 5. Freddy, is that the remake? No, that's okay. Never mind. Freddy's Dead and New Nightmare, and then a bonus features disc. I'm not happy with it. This is my favorite horror series, and we get this bogus ass collection. That's why, if you look at my collection, you'll notice that I have all the DVDs single edition twice. Same thing with Friday the 13th. So I'm a fucking fool.
Yeah, I agree with you. The Nightmare on Elm Street set is completely bullshit compared to what they've done.
I should have Never Sleep Again in it. That's a great documentary.
I mean, the Friday the 13th 10 is cool. It is what it is. Obviously, the Halloween set from Scream Factory is probably the best of all of them.
Set the bar.
It does. It did. You're right.
It set the bar. And, well, this I believe, came out before that set.
It did.
Then that came out, and I'm like, wow. Because I was super happy about this. This did come with the digital copies of every movie, too.
Yep.
Which was awesome. But, yeah, when that came out, I'm like, I cannot believe it has the original cover or poster art from each movie, black Blu-ray cases, and a great-looking box. You know? But you have it, right?
I do.
Yeah.
And that's what she said. A great-looking box.
A great-looking box. To me, every horror film collector's dream is that set. That's my opinion, anyway.
I'm not as picky as you. I don't have to have it being standalone.
I think Mike is that way. My brother-in-law is definitely not that way. He got like 14 movies, but only has 4 discs for him recently. Let's see. Anthony T says, thoughts on the new Critters show coming to Shudder. It looks like a sci-fi original show, but I'm all in. Get out of here with that. What are you doing?
See, I don't mind bulking up.
Yeah, I mean, I have that on DVD, so I can't say anything. But those movies are awful. As far as the Critters show, I'm excited about it because I like the Critters. The only thing I don't like is it's another situation where I'd love to have the actual Blu-ray of the show to go along with my movies. But it's cool. I'm excited about it. I'm gonna watch it. Are they releasing it all at the same time, or is it going to be episodic where they release it once a week like they did with Castle Rock, and they're doing with some of the shows on the DC network? That's my question. Yeah. Keith says, I have to get the link. I'm watching. You guys, you're watching us on the TV? Man. You get to see how ugly I really am. Yeah. Man, I really wish I could go to Monster Mania. Yeah, City of the Living Dead is wrapping up on my TV.
Guys,
Keith,
I was gonna say.
While you're with us, let me ask you this. Have you gone any further with the Fulci movies? Because he watched House by the Cemetery and City of the Living Dead, I believe. I told him to go through the way we talked about, Jared. Mm-hmm. And he said he didn't care for them. And I understand if you start from House by the Cemetery because it's not that great. But they only get better from there because The Beyond is fantastic and Zombie is probably one of his best. What? Mm-hmm. You okay? I want some milk. Can Reynolds not get you milk? What's he doing? Go ask him. Tell him I'll whoop him. Go ahead. Go tell him I'll whoop him good.
Watch him again, Keith. That's what I say.
Careful, honey. Yeah. If do you have any other topics you want to talk about the brackets at all while we're on here?
Well, yeah. For those of you that obviously, if you're watching us, you know about the Horror Syndicate, but we are doing the March Madness brackets right now, and we are in round fucking 2.
Yeah, round 2 ending today. Or well, they're all the matchups are up except people got upset because I forgot to put the emojis on the Hellraiser versus Jaws one.
Oh, jeez.
That I do all of them at one time, so sometimes.
Oh, that's why it was in the actual post and not in the picture.
Yeah,
I think I saw that. Yeah,
I had to go back and fix that, but I mean they're always on the same side, so I think people understood because they were votes for. I think Jaws would have won anyway. So
against Hellraiser.
Yeah, I mean I voted for Jaws, and I'm a big Hellraiser guy.
I would vote for Jaws too.
Yeah, Jaws is such a good movie. As I've said many times, I think Jaws transcends horror. Yeah, so some of the matchups that are already finished, the Return of the Living Dead beat The Blob, The Shining beat Poltergeist. Let's see, Dawn of the Dead, of course, beat The Lost Boys. There's no question. Those are the only ones I have the finals up. I'm looking at the bracket currently. No, the Cabin in the Woods versus Texas Chainsaw's out there still. Creepshow and Alien. I'm pretty sure Alien probably won. Friday the 13th. Yeah. I'm excited about the next couple rounds, which they'll start on Monday. But Evil Dead 2 is probably going to go up against Return of the Living Dead. Who you got in that one? They're getting tougher.
Much as I love Return of the Living Dead, I would vote Evil Dead 2.
So I did a live video the other night, and I put it out there that my final two, because they're on opposite ends, is Evil Dead 2 versus The Thing. That's my final. Yeah. And so I think The Thing, because The Thing is such a good movie, and I think it could tear through just about anybody it goes up against. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the numbers from today. So let's see. The Fly versus an American Werewolf in London. American Werewolf in London is winning, so I'm going to say that's going to end up winning. Friday the 13th versus It. Friday the 13th is winning handily. It's 88-46.
Yeah,
so with that, Friday the 13th, yeah, that's going to go up against Alien.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so Friday the 13th versus Alien.
It's done.
Yeah, then The Thing beats Suspiria. So The Thing is going to. I got to figure out who it's going up against. I think it's either Exorcist or Night of the Living Dead. I don't remember which one won. Let me get there.
I would assume Exorcist might beat Night of the Living Dead, even though I wouldn't vote for that.
But it's hard to say.
I wouldn't vote for The Exorcist over the Night of the Living Dead, even though they're both.
It's close, but 75-72, The Exorcist.
Jesus Christ.
It'll be The Thing versus The Exorcist. And on
That's
that
crazy.
matchup. Yeah,
That's like basically asking me like peanut butter or jelly.
I
Like,
peanut
I like
butter.
peanut butter.
Yeah. Then you got the Fog versus Rosemary's Baby, and the Fog won. So the Fog will be going up against Candyman, probably.
That's crazy to me. Like,
The Fog's never made it this far on anything.
no, I mean, I love our fan interaction. It's just crazy to think that Rosemary's Baby would lose to the Fog.
I love
Just-
that movie. I have
just-
the Criterion.
Just tonally, and you know, Rosemary's Baby is one of the best movies of all time, regardless of genre.
It's another one of those that's more than horror.
Yeah, totally.
And that might be part of the problem. So the Fog and Candyman are going up against each other. And then in the next bracket, you got The Shining versus Reanimator or Night of the Creeps. Let me see what that one is. It's probably Reanimator. Yeah, Reanimator's winning right now, currently.
Yeah.
So we're talking Reanimator versus The Shining.
Shining should win that.
It will, but I'm going to vote Reanimator on that.
I would too, just to be the underdog.
And Evil Dead versus Scream. I'm pretty sure Evil Dead's winning that. Evil Dead 2. Yeah. Had a lot of votes. Wow, 109 to 38. Evil Dead 2. It's a powerhouse. So Evil Dead 2 versus Return of the Living Dead for round 3. And then we'll go up against either Psycho or Child's Play. I got to see which one won. Jesus. Here it is.
Psycho.
It should be Psycho. Yeah, Psycho, 81 to 35. So that's another one. I'm going to pick Dawn of the Dead over Psycho. What do you think?
I mean, you're literally comparing something that set the stage for what we love versus something that I love. Dawn of the Dead's one of my fucking favorite horror movies of all time. I'd probably put it in my top 3.
So Dawn of the Dead.
I'd have to go with Dawn of the Dead.
All right. So how about American Werewolf in London versus the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? It's no question for me. It's Texas Chainsaw.
I would also agree with you.
Okay.
Regardless of the amazing special effects that happens in that movie, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre set the stage for something different with horror. Like,
yeah. It's a cannibal movie, but not like the Italian cannibal movies.
Right. Like it made something more scary in horror.
So you want to talk about a tough decision with Psycho and Dawn of the Dead? How about a tough decision for me? I did my top 33 favorite movies of all time last year. I didn't get through the whole thing, but I have the list. And number 5 is Jaws. Number 3 is A Nightmare on Elm Street. And they go up against each other.
Oh, Jesus.
What is I may not vote. I mean,
that's fair. Like,
yeah, I think Jaws will win based on our group.
That's fair. I mean, like I was just saying, like you're comparing something amazing versus something amazing. Like it's just personal opinion at that point.
Huh. I know why. I had it locked on Jared. That's why I was showing Jared, by the way. They were saying I'm not showing up. Yeah, I think
Hi guys.
I think Jaws will win. If A Nightmare on Elm Street, and here's an announcement for you. If A Nightmare on Elm Street wins the bracket this time, though, it's being retired with Halloween. Because it's already won before, and I don't want people to bitch about me being biased towards A Nightmare on Elm Street, because I am.
No, I mean that could be, that's something that we should do. Like if it wins multiple brackets, it needs to be retired.
I think so, but we just got to find something to replace it, which won't be hard, but well, it'll be hard for me because nothing replaces A Nightmare on Elm Street.
No,
I think that's a good idea. We won't retire another movie for a while. Where did I put the case for this?
That's like the epitome of best respect.
Yeah. And,
getting retired from our brackets.
Yeah, Halloween, you know, it sometimes I might say it might be a little overrated, but it's not overrated. And I said
You're
it
not
many it's well, no, it's the face of horror. Everybody knows Halloween. Everybody knows Michael Myers. It's like when I working at Home Depot, walking through the store, if somebody's phone goes off in October, it's the fucking Halloween theme, and they normally don't have that as their ringer through the rest of the year. You know, everybody knows Halloween. And that's all it is. It's probably the most renowned horror movie ever made. Tried to find the case to City of the Living Dead. But is it better now, Keith?
As much as I love staring at your beautiful face, Jared Ray, you are not showing up at all.
There's this thing where like Brian does it whenever he does intros, where I can lock, like it's locked on Jared now,
yeah,
or I can lock on myself, or not lock on anybody. So I hit lock on Jared on accident, or maybe because I wanted to stare at his pretty face. it's those luscious locks.
I do have nice Mort Rainey hair.
Yeah.
What movie is that from?
I don't know. What'd you say?
Mort Rainey?
What is it?
Secret Window.
I've never seen that movie.
You've never seen that?
No. So it's funny, when it came out on DVD way back in 2004 or whatever it is, I bought it like the day it came out. And Elizabeth and I meant to watch it for a long time, never opened it. You know, and then finally it got to 2008, 2009, and never opened it. I still have it, never opened it. It's mint in box. Yeah.
It's honestly one of his better thrillers.
I'm never gonna open it. It was like an inside joke for me and Elizabeth, so I'll never open it. I get another copy before I open it.
Yeah, you should buy a used copy and watch it.
I want to see it. I really do, because I've heard, I mean, anything I've read or heard about it, it sounds right. Maybe I'll go buy that tomorrow. I'm sure it's not expensive.
You could probably find it for $3 or $4.
I'm going to look it up on Amazon. I bet you it's like $180. Keith, what was it you said? I'm working on a slasher script. I'm going to base it on West Virginia, so not very horror. West Virginia, so not like fucking Wrong Turn.
Not like Wrong Turn, yeah.
Secret Window. Now the Blu-ray is only $10. Yeah, I'll get the Blu-ray.
It's a movie you would like.
It's
actually, it was around the time he did the Ninth Gate, and those two movies are very interchangeable for me.
The DVD is more expensive.
The DVD is more expensive than the Blu-ray.
I'll see if they got the Blu-ray tomorrow at Vintage Stock. That sounds like fun. I love The Ninth Gate. Is it The Ninth Gate? Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thoroughly unscrupulous.
Unscrupulous. Yeah, I love that movie. It's not really scary, but it's got this vibe to it. You know, like a creepy vibe. It's kind of an adventure type movie at the same time, and was he play Dean Corso was his name?
Yeah, it's intriguing and it pulls you along for the ride.
It really does. And along the ride you meet this beautiful mystery woman, and you have no idea who she is until, of course, the end. And it's a fun movie. I really like it. If you guys haven't seen The Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp, it came out in 2000, I think. It's actually a really good movie. This is before Johnny Depp became big again, because I guess it was it Pirates of the Caribbean that got him back on the map?
It was Pirates of the Caribbean where he actually came back again, popular.
Yeah. So he did kind of silly movies for a while because he was off the map, and that's probably overall one of his better movies. He plays a book dealer, and he's kind of a shitty guy too. And Frank Langella's in it. He plays Boris Balkan.
Yeah.
And he's looking for the Del de Monaco, which is what is it called? The Kingdom of the Ninth. What is it called? I can't remember the title of the book, but he's looking for these books. There's 3 of them, and you have to get the etchings out of them and put them together in some order to bring back the devil or something. It's a good movie. It's the ninth. I love that movie. Do I have it? I have it somewhere.
I saw that in the theater. Like, it blew me away. It's based off a book called The Club Dumas, and
yeah,
the book is really good too.
Got it right there. Love this movie. I may watch this tonight now.
What they call it? Della Demonica?
Della Monaco, yeah. That's a Roman Polanski film? No.
Yeah, it is.
Everybody can hear you, just so you know. Reynolds hurt you doing what?
Accidentally stepping on his foot.
Oh.
And he didn't give me any milk.
Reynolds, will you please get her milk?
Hi, Helena.
Tell Jared hi.
Hi.
He's got his flowing watch out if you want to see him.
Huh? What?
Hi, girl. How are you doing?
Okay, go back in there.
You want some milk? You can have some milk.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's something. Della Monaco is the name of the one of the names of the books, but it's something of the kingdom, the 9 kingdoms of hell or some shit. I'm gonna look it up now. It's a quirky movie. I remember how I saw it now. I worked at this gas station part-time when I lived in Trenton, a small town here in the St. Louis area. And they had video rentals there, believe it or not. And I would go through all the releases and take one home. I took it home one night. 99 is when this one came out. And I took it home and just fell in love with it.
My girlfriend worked at the movie theater when that came out, so I got to see it for free.
I dated a girl who worked at a movie theater, got me to see X-Men for free.
Nice.
About the same thing too. Let's see. The 9 Gates of the Kingdom of Shadows. That's it.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah. Good title. Maybe I should name my story the 7 Gates of the Kingdom of Hell. That's it. That changed. Another title change for my 7 Gates movie.
Dun, dun, dun.
So Keith is working on a movie script. Well, once we get the Horror Syndicate productions going, if it's good enough, we'll come up with a partnership with Scream Team Releasing, so they'll release all of our movies.
Yeah.
They'll release my movie, Brian's movies, maybe. Cuddles is one of them. I probably can't say the title of the other one. Brian's got a couple film projects he wants to work on. Cuddles is the one that's working on now, and there's a Facebook page, and it's I don't know how to describe it because it's not exactly a slasher, and it's kind of a mixture of things, but it's definitely got slasher elements. I guess he'd call it a slasher firsthand. Didn't he say that?
Yeah,
I think so. But
at its core, I would consider it that.
Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, he's going to try to get that going this year. So having a Horror Syndicate Productions will be fun. There's a thing I want to do. I don't know if chime in if you'd be interested in watching this, but I want to get more content for our YouTube page. But I want to do like an urban legends type, not exactly urban legend, but like local legends. 20-minute show maybe. I've got one here about the 7 Gates of Hell, and I want to do like the history, talk about the legends of the 7 Gates of Hell here in Collinsville. There's gates of hell everywhere. I think you said you have some down by you too.
Yeah, we have one in Stoll, Kansas. That's about 20 minutes away from me.
I mean, and I know there's one in Philly too. I think those are 9 though. They're all different numbers. There might be just a gate of hell, but they're highway overpasses. Or I mean, railroad overpass. You saw them, and there's an article on the Horror Syndicate called 7 Gates of Hell. You can check it out. Keith says we have the Mothman. You know, mentioning the Mothman, so I love the Mothman Prophecies film. Have you seen that?
That's great. Richard Gere was really good in that movie.
He was. Well, the whole cast was. What's his name? The guy who saw Indrid Cold, who they find him dead by a tree. Will Patton, I think that's his name. He was marvelous in that. And in the Indrid Cold character, which I guess would be the Mothman, maybe. I get chills every time I think about the characters because of the voice.
Yeah.
How creepy was that? That's a good. I got chills already. I love that movie. Keith, if you ever check that movie out, check that movie out, which I'm sure you have. Are you close to Point Pleasant? I would love to go there. Isn't it Point Pleasant? Isn't that what it's called? Anyway, yeah. Anyway, I'd like to do a series of those, and not just me hosting. But I would do the Seven Gates one. We have something called the Albino Ghost Tracks here near me, and there's a place called Rhoda's Grave, which she was supposedly a witch.
Keith Saunders said it's a couple hours away.
Oh, well, maybe take a road trip. I'd like to see, this is one of the things I always want to do is check out local haunts of different places and then filming locations for movies, horror movies. Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Trying to see how far it is from me.
Just
Probably
stay
like-
away from Morgantown.
Where?
Morgantown, West Virginia.
Why? What's that?
It's just a small, shitty town.
Have you been there before?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll take your advice though.
Bob Huggins lives there, and we'll just stay away from there. It's a college basketball reference.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I was just I recognize that name. Okay, it's like 13 hours from me. I probably won't be going there anytime soon.
There is a Mothman museum. It's literally full of screens, used stuff from the prophecy, and there is an annual Mothman festival. Wow,
That's awesome. Have you been to the festival? I'd love to go to that.
That's interesting.
Yeah. That's really cool. We don't have, well, we have the chili cook-off here, but that's not.
I like chili.
I love chili. So hold on, are you talking about the Prophecy movie with Christopher Walken? Was that? I've never seen that movie. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, I have.
Does it take place in Point Pleasant? I'm looking it up right now. I just burped. Ugh, I can't tell where it takes place. Anyway. So Keith's going to make a movie. I'm going to make a movie. Brian's going to make a movie. We're going to watch The Secret Window.
I'm going to sit on my ass and watch all your guys' movies.
No, you're helping me write the Seven Gates. I got you. Sounds like I'm just reading a little bit about prophecy. Sounds like I need to watch that movie. One time, Elizabeth recorded all of them on our DVR, but we never watched them. PJ Starks is watching Ticks. Have you ever seen that movie? It's a horror movie from the 90s, Ticks. They're just giant ticks. Anybody ever seen that?
There's somebody in it that's...
Amy Dolan's is in it.
Okay.
That's
No,
the only reason she was hot. I saw her in Miracle Beach. Did you ever see that movie? Miracle Beach. She played a genie. She was also in Pumpkinhead 2. Blood Wings. Anyway, is there anything else we want to go over? We went over the brackets, talked a lot about DVDs and stuff, which is always fun.
Keith clarified Mothman prophecies.
That's something that needs a new release. I don't know if it's ever had a Blu-ray release, but my DVD looks like garbage. I'm gonna look it up because I really like that movie and I can't watch it because my DVD is so bad. Because it's one of those movies that really does give me the creeps. I like no Blu-ray. I wonder if there's any good documentaries about the Mothman prophecies. Well, no, there is a Blu-ray. It looks like it's the same company that Brian got that Night of the Living Dead from. It's currently unavailable though. Just have to deal with my fucking Blu-ray or DVD. There's a movie called The Mothman Curse. A movie called The Mothman. And there's also a movie called oh, I can't remember what it's called. What's that movie Ray Zilla made?
Oh.
What was that called? Mansquito or something?
Yeah. It's Mansquito, but it goes by another name.
He says, well, my idea is to write a script and send it to someone who makes any films. Dream would be Vince. I'm guessing he's talking about Vince DeSanti to make it. Dude, I've been talking to Justin Seaman, who made The Barn, and of course Mike Lombardo, who made I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday, or what is it? I'm Dreaming of a MILF or something. Apocalypse MILF. Did you see that shit? And it's most independent guys want to work on their own stuff. So if I were you, what I plan on doing is start studying up on how to be a director. Because I think I'm going to have to be, because I don't want to direct. I just want to write. So when it comes to making my movie, I'm going to go ahead and learn how to direct stuff. Because, I mean, you can listen to interviews or listen to the commentary on Halloween with John Carpenter. Because John Carpenter talks about that. The Thing is a good one to watch also. He talks about why he chose certain ways to shoot and different camera angles and all that good stuff. There's ways to figure out how to do it without having to like get all into it, but I really think I'm gonna have to direct my own movie, which I guess is fine. I'm gonna have to have somebody else edit it because I don't have the patience for that shit. But I think you're very young, so you've got plenty of time to learn how to do all that stuff, Keith. So I would just get into it and start doing it yourself because you could maybe end up falling into a career and making movies. So, you know, don't pass it off to somebody else. And I know Vince. I've talked to Vince quite a bit. He's going to be a busy man coming up. So I know, like you said, it'd be a dream. I mean, my dream is to have Jim Lee do my comics, but that's never going to happen. Vince is a great guy, but I know he's getting ready to be busy. A person I wouldn't mind having making a film for me is Renee Rivas, who did the Spirit of Haddonfield. He's got a good eye. I think he has the ability to be a really good director.
I agree.
Yeah, I think he's somebody I would look to hire to maybe if I could direct my movie that I want to make, because
even just from that 20-minute short he did, like,
yeah.
You get a really good idea of how he can set up atmosphere and set up scenes, just in like a 15 to 20-minute short.
Yeah, I mean, the movie itself had a lot of callbacks to Halloween, obviously, but again, he's taking a movie made by essentially, I think, a director who's a genius and Carpenter, and not because of Halloween. I mean, you look at his other films like The Thing and Prince of Darkness and The Fog.
Big Trouble in China.
Yeah, that movie. But I mean, he is a genius, and Renee wasn't trying to replicate what he did, but you could tell he learned a lot from Carpenter. And then same thing with if you watch Encyclopedia Satanica on Volumes of Blood, Milliner told me, I talk to these guys a lot, believe it or not. Milliner talked to me about growing up with the best two parents possible, and he said his parents, and he's a student of film. He says his parents were Carpenter and Craven. He called them mommy and daddy, or mom and dad, and he said because their styles are so different that he was able to learn a lot just from listening to them in commentaries, listening to them on interviews. And I mean, this is the stuff you soak it in if you want to make a movie. You know, even in writing, you want to soak this stuff in. And Keith, if you ever want help writing the stuff, I edit. I can edit. I can help write. I'm good at that stuff. I just deserve credit because Jared's not getting one. I wish Spirit of Haddonfield was at least. You know, I talked to Renee about that. I was like, why is it so short? he said there's a reason, and I can't say why. It's another guy I talk to a lot. I talk to these guys a lot. They trust me for some reason. Probably because I don't give away all their secrets. Speaking of Milliner, we're probably going to have him on the show again soon. He mentioned that he'd like to come on again. I think he really just liked getting in talking about horror.
No, man, we should. I really enjoyed talking to him.
He's got an interesting mind when it comes
to when we finally actually met him in person. That
I hated that, actually, meeting him in person, because it was at the tail end of the day. We were trying to get out the door. I could have talked to him for fucking hours.
Yeah.
And I hated that I got, maybe
it kind of felt forced.
Yeah.
It was really nice meeting him.
I think, and he may not admit this, but like he was on the fence about coming up. I was like, I'm going to be here. You should come up and see me. And he came up. He was there for literally an hour. And his drive was like 2 hours, I think. I think he came up to see me. He's a great dude. I think he and I have a lot in common. I can't wait to see what he does with his On a Dark and Bloody Ground film that hopefully he'll get to shoot this year. It's all about funding, of course. That's the biggest issue with filmmaking or even making comics. It's all about the fucking money. Like the Barn Part 2, I think how much did you make the first one for? To 20, 12, somewhere around there?
I'd say less than 25.
Yeah, it's somewhere around there. And he did crowdfunding for part of it. But God, it costs a lot of money to make movies. You got guys like Troy Escamilla making movies for 10, 12, thousand. The Barnes 25. PJ can't get funded for a third of Volumes of Blood, and he only needs, I think, 25 or 30. And that's the whole thing. Is Brian's gonna probably have to go crowdfunding, and it's tough, especially if you don't have a product out there already. So, like Keith, this is my advice that I even shared up with Brian. Make some shorts first. Make some short movies, 5-6 minute movies. See what you got, see what you can do, and then make a feature. And Lombardo will tell you the same thing, because he and I have talked extensively about that. Because this summer I think I'm going to start dipping my toes in by making some short horror movies with my kids, actually. So one of the ideas my brother-in-law had was recreating old horror movie scenes with the kids. Like his daughter, Emma, we were going to recreate the end of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And so his daughter would be Sally. And we were talking about that, and Reynolds was like, hey, can I play the hitchhiker? I'm like, yes. He doesn't want to play Leatherface because the Leatherface is fat. But but anyway, I never made a film, but I've got plenty of advice. I probably shouldn't be giving advice on filmmaking, should I?
I think you're good.
Well, it's not technically, it's borrowed advice. It's from guys like Lombardo, Justin.
It's not necessarily bad advice. It's just different advice.
Well, I don't think jumping into a feature is the right idea. If you haven't made any short films, I think short films would be a good testing ground, somewhere to start. And that's my theory. And Lombardo shares that theory. And I know Vince did the same thing. And obviously Renee is doing, a short before he jumps into doing another feature. I know he did a feature that he won't let me see. He asked me if I could talk to Justin for him. I'm like, I need to see the movie first. But yeah, I think if you talk to most of these guys, I bet they did shorts first. I bet you.
I mean, that's honestly.
Or you have no shirt on.
Why do I have no shirt on? I was getting hot. I was getting hot.
Are you Nelly? It's getting hot in here.
But I mean, honestly, that should be something that any aspiring director would want to do, because you want to try to get yourself a vision out, but in a short time frame. Not necessarily like you don't want to go out there and try to I want to make a fucking full-length movie. I want to be able to try to create dialogue and make something happen in a short format.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. I mean, I have no aspirations to be a director or any of that kind of stuff, but it makes sense to try to do it in a shorter format than try to fucking throw your dick out there and say, hey, I'm going to make a fucking movie right now. Like, you should probably start with something shorter.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and that's the other, not to mention with what you say, it also can give you an idea of whether or not this is even for you to do.
Exactly.
That's why I want to do the shorts first, because I'm not 100% sure it's what I want to do. You know,
exactly. If it's something you can handle in a 10-minute setting, or 15, 20-minute, or however long the short is,
yeah,
kind of give yourself an idea. It's like, okay, I can progress on and I can do more than this.
mm-hmm.
Like, you have to start small before you go big.
I agree with that, and that's kind of how I'm living.
It's kind of cliche, but I mean, to say that, but you
it's cliche for a reason, though. You know.
Yeah.
And Keith just mentioned he says he gets what about borrowing ideas because he does dioramas. Your dioramas are great. Have you seen his Friday the 13th Part 2 diorama with his Jason figure? He needs to share that on the Facebook group. It's pretty cool. But yeah, also Keith, when writing a script, remember they say it's an average of page per minute. So if you write a script that's 45 pages, it's going to be 45 minutes. That's the idea. So you want to if you're going for 90 minutes, you want to write a 90 page script. That is what I've heard from so many people. I've got a cousin who actually works in the film. He's a DP. Oh my God, I could probably use him. I could probably have him direct it. I didn't even think about that. My cousin Jeffrey, he worked for Happy Madison. He worked for he had an interesting job for Adam Sandler. He doesn't do it anymore, but he was like his personal cameraman for a long time. Then he became a DP, and that's what he's doing. Yeah, I could probably have. He actually approached me to write a synopsis for a horror movie based on an idea he had. It never went anywhere. I'll have to share it with you, Jared, see what you think, because maybe I could make that too. I don't have a title for it, but I wrote it. It's a Cabin in the Woods movie, basically. Not like the Cabin in the Woods movie, but like not exactly like an Evil Dead, but it takes place
an actual cabin in the woods. Yeah.
Exactly. I wrote that one evening. So I was in Chicago with my wife. My wife at the time was in the Army National Guard band. They were playing a big concert in Chicago, and I was not allowed to go out and tool around in Chicago till she was done. So my cousin hits me up and asks me if I could do this for him, write a 7-page synopsis based on an inkling of an idea he gave me. And it basically was, there's this cabin in the woods and there's crazy people. I'm like, okay. So I took that and I wrote an 8-page synopsis in like 3 hours while waiting for Elizabeth to get done with her concert. And I like it. I'll have to see if I can find it and send it to you, see what you think of it. It's I don't know. He said it wasn't exactly what he was looking for, but I don't know. Maybe I can make it. It'd be an easy thing because I would only essentially need 3 locations, and one of them's a cabin.
So fairly easy to film.
I think so. The cast would be 9 people, maybe. All kinds of ages. Not there's young people. There's a couple of older people. Not older, but like my age-ish, 38, 39, 40. And another thing is, and this comes from Lauren Lepre, when you're making your first full-length movie, call in favors. If you ask for favors from friends, have your friends come out and help if they can in any way. That's from Lauren, because when he made The Dark Military, he said he called in every favor he could to get that movie made, and he made a feature-length movie.
It's not bad advice.
Yeah, no, it's not, and because I think that all the time. I think about calling in favors. I've got my old Nightfall Unlimited guy who's a hell of an editor. If I can't use Brian for editing, I could go to Todd. I honestly, Brian is one of my top choices for a score because, believe it or not, Brian can do some synthwave music and it's really good. He probably can do more than that, I'm sure. But the things I've heard were synthwave. But call in favors. There's all kinds of things, and you got us. We can help you somehow. So, well, I'll offer myself out. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know about Jared, Mr. taking his shirt off in front of everybody. I'm too embarrassed to do that.
I'm just living large.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Hey, that's what you. So Brian, he gets on our group. Does anyone out there have a Roku Express? It's the cheapest, and I'm buying it just to watch Shudder. Bryn Peterson, he is a frequent. He's one of our top fans on Facebook.
Yeah, he is.
Says the Roku is the only way to watch Shudder. You hear that, Jared?
God damn it!
To watch Shudder, it really adds to the experience. The way they organize by section is so much better than using it on Amazon. I have the Roku 3, and I can't comment on the Express enough. So, I mean, that's two people that say the Roku is better. Just bite the bullet. Brian says, I'm just wondering if the Express offers all the options like Shudder. I think with Roku in general, you download apps. It's like your phone. You download an app, so you should be able to download the Shudder app. And he said, Bryn's commented back saying, just looked it up. You essentially have a Roku 2 in a tinier updated box. I think you'll be happy with it, assuming it will add on all the options without an issue. Awesome, thanks. So I'm pretty sure it's just like that because there's like a little Roku stick you can plug into the back of the TV or the USB or
into the HDMI slot.
Yeah, and I can't talk enough about the Roku. And I think at 4K, or you can watch things in 4K on there as well if you get a 4K TV. I was at Best Buy last night talking to the guy about a 4K TV, and I got to be honest, it's Keith's fucking fault about getting me to think about 4K. It is. It's his fault. But he was like, yeah, Amazon, Netflix, and Hulu all can upconvert to 4K based on what kind of TV you have. It's like, fuck. And those 4K TVs are no joke, man. No joke. So I'm on the fence. Yeah, if anybody out there watches this, we do have a Facebook group. It's the Horror Syndicate Facebook group is essentially what it's called. And I'm trying to we got 630 plus people in the group, and I'm trying to get more people in there and being more active because who doesn't like horror? A lot of people, actually. We've got 11,600. I'm checking to see how many people we have following the actual Facebook page.
Yeah. I knew it was over 11,500.
11,754. I would love to get to 20 by the end of the year. I don't know if it's going to happen. It doesn't really matter, I guess. We've got a pretty cool core group of people that comment on our posts and like them and share them, and I'm pretty happy with that. I can't complain about the state of the Horror Syndicate at the moment. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm glad we get so much interaction on the brackets. That's why I like doing them. It's all about the interaction. I love the interaction. So I think that's about all. Unless you got anything else.
I think I'm good. I'm about ready to take my pants off, and I don't think you guys all want to see that.
Wouldn't be the first time. So if there's nothing else, we're gonna get off here. I think I might watch The Ninth Gate tonight.
Man, I kind of want to also.
You should do it.
God.
The Ninth Gate widescreen. Remember Keith? You probably don't remember those days. You had to choose between widescreen and full screen in the early days of DVD. They had two different versions of each back in the old days. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah,
if you're lucky, they'd have both versions.
I definitely never got a full screen. I always wanted widescreen.
I did at first because the TV I had when DVD first kicked was a square tube, and the widescreen really cut the screen down. But then I learned, I'm like, that's the way it was meant to be seen. It was actually episode 2, Star Wars episode 2, that I got the full screen version. I'm like, this looks like shit. And then went ahead and got the widescreen, and that was it. It was widescreen from there on. I think the only one I have left maybe the Blair Witch Project. I think that's the only one that's still.
But you're right, though. It did kind of make a difference on what kind of TV you were watching it on.
Well, it's a good thing I changed my mind because by 2005, I had a flat screen TV, you know, and they look. I mean, if you watch full screen on a flat screen TV, it's so hard to watch because it's kind of scrunched up, and then you got the black bars on the side. I hate it. So I'm glad I went and switched. But anyway, Jared, do you want to say where they can find you, or do you want to just log off?
We can just go away.
Yeah, we're just gonna go away because you guys watching probably have seen the show plenty. Know where you can find us, and you're probably Facebook friends with us anyway. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following us over on YouTube for sure. We do appreciate it. Our little just hangout tonight. And anytime Brian or Mike, anytime Brian essentially can't be on, we'll do this because I know he went back to work and he's pooped and he's going to Monster Mania tomorrow, and I'm jealous still. So anyway, good night all. We'll see you hopefully next week.
Good night.